too fast earlier. And now we're doing this again. Hey, this is Patrick. I have somebody who doesn't want to be Spider-Gwen. Her name is Silk, a.k.a. Brandy of Not Quite Accurate Cosplay. My buddy Lewis, who's new to the squad. Shout out to Lewis. And Jesse's back here at Painted Visions Comics, Cards, and Games. And at some point, we're going to be joined by Giano as well of Not Quite Accurate Cosplay. Adam's busy getting ready for Otakon. But we're all together right now because they dropped a new Venom trailer. You heard us on our previous reaction to this. We weren't quite sure what to make of it, but we did have some strong feelings. And I think we're going to have some strong feelings now per social media that we've been avoiding all day. Well, I've been avoiding it, of watching this trailer because a lot of people have been saying a lot about it. So I'm now really going to formulate an opinion along with these fine folk right here. Let's do it. Ready?
Do it to it.
All right. Hit it! All right. We're back in San Francisco.
I'm Eddie Brock. I'm a reporter. I always seem to find myself questioning something the government may not be looking at. I found something really bad. And I have been... Who said that? Taken.
Look around at the world. What do you see? A planet on the brink of collapse. Human beings are disposable. But man and symbiote combined. This is a new race, a new species. A higher life form. What do you want from me?
You'll find out.
I'm so sorry. We cannot just hurt people.
Look into my eyes, Eddie. The way I see it. We can do whatever we want. Do we have a deal? Eyes, lungs, pancreas, so many snacks, so little time.
That power, it's not completely awful.
You have no idea how much you're scaring me right now.
Eddie, cooperate. And you just might survive.
Guys, you do not want to do this, trust me.
Giant leaps will always come at a cost.
That's a great Clayton Crane-esque type shot right there.
We will eat both your arms and then both of your legs, and then we will eat your face right off your head. You will be this armless, legless, faceless thing, won't you? Rolling down the street like a bird in the wind.
What the hell are you?
We are Venom.
Oh, I have a parasite. Yeah. Name is Chen.
That's the parasite's kind of an accurate description right now.
Number one, how do you have a villain without a hero? Secondly,
let's go with some positives.
I can't understand what
first. Give us some positives first.
Visually, it looks kind of cool.
Yeah, and I think what you said, kind of the horror element.
The horror element is cool.
I like incorporating that with superheroes. I think we're done with the good stuff.
And then we're done with the good stuff.
Hold on.
I can't.
I want to include one more thing, at least in this trailer. They showed a lot more of Venom than they previously did.
Yeah.
Because
And it looks kind of...
That was something we were concerned about, was there was only going to be like Venom at the tail end.
Yes.
And that was the only thing, that was a big thing we were really concerned of. This shows like there's going to be more Venom throughout the whole movie.
It means that the visual effects weren't done by the time they put out the first trailer.
Exactly. So that's,
But the problem is that I can't understand what the hell Venom is saying. It's like Bane, which is ironic because it's Tom Hardy.
Yeah,
it's like Bane. I can't. It's like I can't understand what the hell he's saying.
Well, the very first line that he stated sounded like some alternate language until you started he started speaking English. And you're like, okay, but we'll see if there's something to that. You know, if it is an alien from a different planet that has its own language or however that works.
Yeah,
but,
the symbiotes are from a different planet.
Yeah.
But why would they speak a language that sounded like something that was from Earth?
That's because when they adapt,
they could have been here before.
They could have, or they could like because they've adapted. They like touched many other people, and they learn the language of the people they are latched onto. They are parasites through and through.
True.
So it's kind of almost similar with Starfire and how she learned to have language through Kiss.
Yep.
Oh.
And going back to what I said, they could have been here before. Per talking to Giano, because he's our resident Venom expert, and I'm sure he'll be
symbiote. We'll just go symbiote.
Symbiote expert. In the new storylines, apparently Venom was here since dawn of time.
Oh,
Here on Earth.
Oh, okay.
Instead of crash landing, like what we know from Secret Wars and.
So he might have.
But still, it bothers me that Peter Parker isn't tied to this origin story.
Yeah, because it's because you're missing half the
it.
narrative because of rights issues.
Yeah.
It feels like it feels desperate. They are desperate for a hit. I have said this several times about. Can we just talk about Sony for a second? And I think I hate them. All the product placement and the Adam Sandler movies and just all the crap. Like, they're desperate for a hit. The only thing that's working well at Sony right now is their games division, the PlayStation. That's all that's working right now.
Agreed.
Their films have been consistently failing. I mean, 2 years ago, they had a $900 million loss because of the failure of Ghostbusters. This is desperate. This comes off as desperate because they don't have full rights of Spider-Man because they have to share it with Marvel now.
Yeah.
And they did that because they needed some cash flow to get them back on track.
Gotcha. Lewis, what do you got to say?
I look at this and it's kind of like we saw what was the other one that came out?
Trailer wise?
The other anti-hero movie that came out.
Deadpool?
Not Deadpool, but came out from Sony. The Suicide Squad.
Oh,
that came out. We saw that as
Warner Brothers.
Oh, that was
Warner
Warner Brothers. Oh, okay.
But along the same
lines. Yeah, they're trying to go along the same lines, and of course, there's the controversy of Marvel has Spider-Man now, so Venom is by itself. So what do we do with that? We have the X-Men, but we can't really use the X-Men against Venom. That doesn't really work. So we're going to have to create our own storyline or take a character that he's fought before, maybe Carnage or something, to put this into the storyline, though a Carnage storyline would not work without Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, what got me was there was a second symbiote in there. It didn't look red like Carnage, so I can't necessarily say.
I didn't even see it. I missed it.
No, it's the big Clayton.
Oh,
right? It's two separate entities.
Yeah, it's two separate entities, and you see this woman who's like spawning shit out of herself, which seems.
Oh, that woman that we saw earlier in the trailer.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So that, to me, that was like there seems to be something else in there that they're not yet showing us.
And here's the other thing that I kind of find a little, and it kind of goes with the character of Venom, which I know the basic principle of Venom. I don't really follow the comics.
Okay.
But I would take Venom as this symbiote, as something that kills people and takes all the energies and whatever to assimilate to make it stronger. When you see in this footage, most of the time, Venom is doing slapsticking. He is not killing people. And from the other symbiotes that we see there, are trying to...
You're just trying to piss her
murder.
off.
No, I'm just saying, like, if they...
She's trying not to slap you right now.
He's part of the new generation.
I can't.
Alien creature.
Nails on the chalkboard.
Yeah, it is. Nails on the chalkboard for me.
Go ahead.
But you see the other creatures, and they're trying to kill innocent civilians, and they're trying to make Venom look like a anti-hero, where he is not trying to hurt people, or maybe Tom is trying to restrain.
I was gonna say, Tom.
The ghost of Maryann speaks as always.
Woo, I'm the dog today.
Yep, this is Maryann today.
Oh yeah, this is hey.
What do you have to say?
Eddie Brock. I think what we're
should be
all
an asshole.
Yeah.
To me, I can't see him as an anti-hero, but anyway, that's just me.
Eddie Brock, I think what's going to really make this movie is how well he plays the struggle of Venom versus Eddie Brock. Like, that struggle has to be really, really good to make this movie, because it's kind of a different version of watching Wolverine not go into a rage when he's fighting or something like that. Like, that kind of tension is absolutely necessary. And the thing that always concerns me when they do these movies is they're trying to get a younger audience, which means that you have to hold back on where this actually needs to go. Venom, for me, has always been something that should be kind of on the Stephen King level, kind of like a psychological thriller. So to me, out the gate, it should have been rated R from jump.
Or like an alien horror.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The problem is that they've dumped $120 million into this right now. It's like whenever they do that, they can't make it rated R because they need to make back their money, because theaters don't typically book R-rated films that much anymore.
But that I kind of feel like is you're trying to play it safe, but you're doing it the wrong way. It's okay to play it safe sometimes, and that's totally fine. If it works, don't break it. But there are times where you have to take a risk. Like that puppet movie that's coming out that is totally unheard of. That's
Super
real
Happy Time
risk.
Murders.
And he's already been getting a lot of backlash from
Sesame Street
about that.
Which is ironic because it's actually directed by Jim Henson's son.
It's
okay.
He's taking a huge risk because it's like, I am Jim Henson's son, and everyone looks at Jim Henson, look at his son like, you shouldn't be following your father's footsteps. But he's like, no, I want to do this. I'm going to take the risk. And so far, everybody's reaction is pretty positive about it. We all want to go see it. I'm pretty sure you do. So,
I do.
All right, what do we have some final words before we give Mr. Giano the final word? Well, I'll let you have the final word in just a second. We'll shove off to let you have it because you are resident Venom guy. Last bit of, you gonna see it? Still apprehensive?
I'm gonna start it off. I'm still a little apprehensive because I know of Eddie Brock being one way, and for me, when the symbiote got him in, from what I remember from the old cartoon and whatnot, he welcomed that thing. He was already a very violent person. This Venom just gave him a reason to be extra violent and extra super powerfully villainy.
But in the cartoon, it came from the moon.
That's Adam there.
Yeah,
shout out to Adam.
Commenting in all the commentary, Peanut Gallery. So for me, it's just with the way Eddie is. It's kind of weird. But I'm going to give it a chance because now that I know there's going to be more of actual Venom in there, I'm a little more calm on it.
Okay.
So,
Lewis.
I have to agree. I'm still very apprehensive about it because we all know who the masters of the superheroes are. That's totally DC.
Oh
yeah.
no!
Well, obviously,
all right, Lewis is done.
Obviously, I am joking. It's Marvel, of course. DC on the cartoon side, we all agree on.
Oh yeah, animated. Okay.
But
sorry, I'm trying not to burst about something. So.
Let Lewis finish. Let it finish.
But what I'm probably going to say is, I think we're all going to see it, and I think what we need to do, and what we do every time, we always try to compare this to Marvel. Are they good enough to Marvel? And I think as us, we've been through so many superhero movies, we need to start getting into the mindset of, let's stop trying to compare and let's start evaluating as, did it entertain me? And do I accept this as its own creation?
Oh,
because
we got the man right here.
We already
words
know
of truth from Lewis.
The even-keeled one.
It's the beard.
A little longer and can be a wizard beard.
Yes.
All right.
We already see we're not going to get what we want. We already know that out of the gate. So we're going to get something different. So let's not assume this is going to be the Venom that we know out of the comic book series. This is something completely different. So let's see what they have to offer and see how well they do in an entertainment value rather than does the Venom character match what the comic books are all about. Because if we all learn from previous experiences, all the X-Men things, we got the characters from the comics, but they were not like them. Once Halle Berry is Storm.
Gotcha. Oh!
Yeah.
All right. Jesse, what do you got to say, man?
I'll probably see it at a Sunday matinee. So I don't have to pay full price. I've said this in the last trailer reaction, is that I am at this point kind of tapped out on superheroes, but it is not a superhero story. You could easily just give this a different title, and it would probably work better, in my opinion. If it was not called Venom, I'd probably give it a little more leeway.
Mm-hmm.
But because it is trying to be like a Spider-Man type story, but without Spider-Man, that gives us like, it comes off as kind of desperate from the people at the top. So, I mean, what they should have done, just my opinion, they should have done Agent Venom, which was the special.
That's what I was thinking this was going to be.
It could have been like a soldier that gets infected with this and becomes a soldier in a battlefield.
Yeah.
That would have made more sense. It'd been more interesting, in my opinion.
I would have been a lot more happy if it was Agent Venom.
Was Agent Venom, it would have had more power, in my opinion. That's my thought.
I agree with that, but at the same time, I'm sitting here going like, but there's so much to Venom before he got to the Agent Venom part.
True.
And
True.
I
But
feel
if we're
like
gonna,
that needs to lead up to.
I'm with you. So what I want to say is, I would have liked is if we could have started with that very first story.
But what was more important? Darth Vader as he's Darth Vader, or the lead up to being Darth Vader? What was more interesting?
Interesting. Vader is Vader.
Yeah.
I can agree
There
on
you
that
go.
one. But without a background, people will be like, is he just being a bad guy to be a bad guy? What is the reasoning?
I guess Venom's origin story though is to me the pinnacle story of Venom. The best story that we ever got of Venom was how Venom came to be. So that's what I wish, and to not have it with Peter Parker is, But I will say I'm a mark. I will see it. I will buy all of the shit. Well, I will watch it, but I won't be happy. So with the final word,
we're gonna hate it,
the
but we're just
super
gonna
fan that is Giano is going to give his final word. We'll shove off to let him have the final word.
No, you guys don't need to shut off.
No,
please,
go ahead.
feel free.
No, take it. It's yours.
I'll sit up here with you.
Okay. So I know you guys have mentioned being, when you mentioned being burned out on superheroes and not knowing much about the history of the symbiotes, I gotta move forward, I guess. I can't just be a shadow in the background.
Not anymore.
Okay, so, first off, with the origin that they did with Venom, they completely retconned it recently in the comics to where the symbiote did not bond with Spider-Man first, it bonded with Deadpool. Just because they wanted to make Deadpool just much, much bigger on the spectrum for no reason whatsoever. Now, with that being said, I watched the trailer twice, actually, and here's what I took away from it. That was not Carnage you guys saw, that was Riot, who is one of the Life Foundation symbiotes, one of the 5, who back then during the Lethal Protector and the Separation Anxiety storylines was a nobody, complete nobody. The main villain of those comics actually was Scream, who was the girl you saw screaming and technically would be the yellowish-reddish symbiote. Because she hid the fact that she had schizophrenia. You put schizophrenia with a symbiote, you start killing everybody, and that's what happened. I think they're hinting at that one girl being Scream, the one that pulled the blade out, because Scream had the ability of summoning a sonic dagger, which sound waves and fire are the only things that can harm a symbiote. And in the trailer, they fixed it. It's no longer symbiote. It is symbiote. There's somebody who said it. It is symbiote. Sony, listen. So, however, as like I said, I watched it, and being a fan of the symbiotes, I was looking for inconsistencies, even though I realized this is a Sony story, so I need to set my expectations down there. And here's what got me is the 5 symbiotes were designated by certain abilities by what they could do, and I'm watching those abilities getting thrown to different ones. As you guys saw, the one that busted out those blades and slashed through that entire room, that's what Phage does, and Phage is an orangish yellowish symbiote, but the one I saw do that looked like it was Riot, whose abilities are supposed to be blunt weapons. So they're completely fucking the entire mythos of the symbiotes up to create the story. Now, you guys kept mentioning about it being supposed to be horror. Venom's a villain. Well, Venom was a villain, but he's also been a villain, a Guardian of the Galaxy, a hero with the Agent, especially with the Agent Venom storyline, which I realize the origin story of Venom is a lot of people's favorites. Agent Venom was mine, hands down. I love what they did with him, especially because it was Flash Thompson trying to redeem himself, and by the end of it, I personally think he did.
Mania.
Fuck you, Marvel, for killing him. By the way, you could eat my ass, like all of it.
And go away, Mania.
Now, so I watched the trailer, as I said, and I'm still not sold on Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock, because we all know who Eddie Brock is. You're trying to go and you're gonna. It's like I said, how they're trying. They don't have access to Spider-Man, so they're trying to build something that's like that has the same style of it. But you're doing it with a character that's supposed to be a bully. When he first came out, when he first got Venom, he was a bully. He didn't give a damn. He hated everyone. He wanted everyone to die, especially Spider-Man. So this is like now he's a coward. he's a pansy. And it's like, no.
Bitch.
Yeah, basically, he's a little bitch. And it's like, Venom is in no way, shape, or form. Eddie Brock is not supposed to be that way. Venom's not supposed to be that way. So now, I'm looking at it, and as I'm starting to think about it, I'm like, I'm really hoping this storyline doesn't end up like From Paris with Love.
Ooh.
If anybody has seen that. It's a great movie. I personally am a big fan of it. But it almost seems like Venom and Eddie Brock are playing those two characters. The two main characters in it. You've got the one who wants to be FBI, he wants to be CIA, he wants to be the best that there is, and he tries to do everything by the book, which is their version of Eddie Brock. And then you've got the one who does anything by any means necessary to get the job done, even if you end up killing like 48 people in 24 hours. That's their Venom. That's not how it's supposed to be. The symbiote is supposed to bond with him, and it's supposed to be a unity. He's supposed to be Venom. That's why it's we are Venom. It's not you are Venom and I'm doing this. You know, so that's my biggest issue with it. I'm going to see it because I feel like I need to, but I'm probably going to be pissed off the entire time. Especially if they ruin my boy Lasher and Phage, because they are my two favorite symbiotes, and I might like kill somebody if I have to. But that's all I got.
You know that's going to happen.
I know. And I'm going to be so mad.
Cut!
If I can even get a...
I'm Eddie Brock. I'm a reporter. I always seem to find myself questioning something the government may not be looking at. I found something really bad. And I have been... Who said that? Taken.
Look around at the world. What do you see? A planet on the brink of collapse. Human beings are disposable. But man and symbiote combined. This is a new race, a new species. A higher life form.
What do you want from me?
You'll find out.
I'm so sorry. We cannot just hurt people.
Look into my eyes, Eddie. The way I see it. We can do whatever we want. Do we have a deal? Eyes, lungs, pancreas. So many snacks, so little time.
That power, it's not completely awful.
You have no idea how much you're scaring me right now.
Eddie, cooperate. And you just might survive.
Guys, you do not want to do this, trust me.
Giant leaps will always come at a cost.
We will eat both your arms and then both of your legs, and then we will eat your face right off your head. You will be this armless, legless, faceless thing, won't you? Rolling down the street like a turd in the wind.
What the hell are you?
We
Oh, I have a parasite. Yeah. Name is Chen.